YouTube, what's cracking? Logan here. Today we're gonna be jumping into making the hottest, sweetest, most delicious pita you've ever had, and we're gonna jump right into it. So I'm here in my kitchen. I have no shirt on because I'm gonna be cooking some things at some very high heats, and oil tends to go everywhere when I cook, so I just avoid any problems with laundry just by taking my shirt off. So if you're cooking and you get shit all over your clothes too, I recommend just cooking shirtless. Some people would recommend against it. I recommend for it. Here's what we got going today. So I got everything all chopped up already. I got cilantro, onion, tomato, and lettuce. All these ingredients here are gonna go onto the pita once we're done cooking. I got some chopped garlic here as well. That's gonna go in with our meat. And we have the pan here ready to go. I gotta get the heat going on that sucker, so we'll turn that on. Nice and hot under there, even though you can't see. Oh yeah, nice and hot. So we're gonna keep this guy at a pretty high temperature, and right here we have our meat. So this is a steak. This is half of a steak. If you get like a pack of steaks from Costco, I cut it in half long ways, and I shoved it in this bag, and inside this bag is all kinds of good stuff. Mainly it's gonna be some citrus, so you got lemon and lime juice. Just about a little tiny portion of a lime and a portion of a lemon. Squeeze that into there. Then I got some salt lick here, which is really good if you haven't tried this. Amazing seasoning for steak. And then some black pepper as well, and I even added some honey in there. So I've been doing that recently, adding honey to the steak, and even sometimes to chicken when I marinate like this, and incredible. Another thing I added, which is over here, is some of this chimichurri sauce. Not too much of it, just like a pinch, like literally like less than a teaspoon worth. So all that is going in here and letting it marinate. So it's been sitting out here for about 5 minutes, maybe 10. And we're just gonna kind of shuffle it around a little bit more before we get started on it. But the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna heat up our pita. So this is the pita right here, and it is very delicate, so be careful with it. But what we're gonna wanna do before we do that is we're gonna wanna get a little cup of water here. So we see here, got a cap. We're just gonna pour a tiny bit of water in there, very, very small amount. And from here, we are going to, bear with me here, limited counter space, limited counter space, limited counter space. We're gonna put the pita in the pan, perfect. And then we're gonna pour our water, just very little. I'm gonna try to show you guys how little this is. Like literally just drops of water onto the pita here. Very, very small amounts. And then you take a lid and you cover it up. So then you have your pita underneath the lid, and we're gonna let that sit. Now this is a pretty simple process, guys. I never knew how to cook a pita until I learned. So if you're learning how to cook a pita, this is a great way to do it. This is step 1 of 2. So basically you just want to get the pita nice and hot, and this isn't necessarily to give it that nice charred look. This is more so to just give the pita a fluffy, warm inside, and it tends to like kind of expand a little bit from the heat and the moisture in there. But we'll just put these away because we don't need them any longer. And yeah, we just wait for this pita to be done. It shouldn't take very long at all. You want to keep an eye on it because it can go quick, especially with the heat up high. But yeah, while we wait, some other things that we're gonna get out is the hummus. You need the hummus, baby. You need the hummus. This is some really good hummus. Love it. Just gonna need that for the pita, and then also some cheese. Not too much, just a little bit, but this is really good too. If you haven't tried this, out of this world, guys. It blows me away. Definitely worth checking out. Whole Foods got the plug for sure, for sure. So let's wait for this pita to be done, and I'll show you what's next. So after about 2 minutes or so, you're gonna wanna pop the lid off this sucker. We can put that over here just for a second. And then you're gonna grab your spatula, whatever you're using, just get underneath there, flip it over, and as you can see, We're getting some nice coloration to the back of this thing. Looking absolutely wonderful. The pan is very hot. You don't have to add any more moisture to it. As you can see, the lid captured a lot of that, those droplets that I put in, just a very small amount from the cap here. I'm telling you guys, it takes very little to do exactly what you need for this, and what that's doing is it's providing just a tiny bit of moisture for the bread to give it that perfect amount of fluffiness. So, yep, and we are ready to go over here with the garlic when that is good to go. Some of you might be wondering, why isn't the garlic in the seasoning bag? Well, there are two options here. We can also put the cilantro with the garlic into the seasoning bag, but the problem is when you're pulling these guys out, these are individual strips. So these are, like I said, I cut a steak in half and then I slit it. So each one of these, it doesn't really hold the garlic. So if we want the garlic to be in the pan with the steak and not in the bottom of the bag, we have to wait until we're done. Now, leaving the cilantro out was a choice that I made just because you can do it either way. You can either cook the steak with the cilantro on it, or you can just add it after, and it's kind of more of a fresh taste if you add it after. Wow, we got some action over here. So we're gonna grab a plate out of here. Put this right here. Pop this off. As you can see, pretty hot, and I'm out of room over there. So we're just gonna grab this and we'll flip it over. Ooh, and look at that. So that is beautiful, guys. Got some good color to it, and we can take our trusty lid, put that over the top. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn up the heat on this all the way. Like, I'm talking like you're trying to get this thing hotter than the devil's ass, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying, man. This thing's gonna be piping hot. We're just gonna let that sit, and I'm telling you guys, let that pan sit with the high heat on it for at least 3 minutes. Like, you want that thing to be hotter than, you don't want, you want it to be hot as all shit. Because all we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, we're gonna lay each individual strip into this pan, maybe a splash of oil, with the garlic, of course, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna flash fry these steaks. I'm telling you, less than a minute for all the steak here. I mean, less than a minute of cook time. You basically put it down and then you flip it and it's done. And it's just out of this world. The amount of juice and flavor that saves in the steak, it's unlike anything that I've done before. I've been trying to experiment more with different ways to cook steak without a grill, because I grew up just grilling steaks all the time. You know, I take them out on the grill. I know the timing. I get it all down. It's 100%. It's awesome. But when it comes to cooking steak on a pan, I don't have a cast iron. Even a cast iron, you have to. It's a completely different ball game. And to be honest with you, I wasn't liking the results of what I was doing previously. You know, even if I've tried things where you cook it on the pan and then you throw it in the oven, or if I've tried slicing it in half so it's thinner to cook through, but then, it's very hard to get it right. But with this method where you cut the steak in half so it's thinner, and then you slice the steak into bits, and then flash fry it, it's like, whoa, like everything turns out wonderful. You just really have to keep an eye on it, and you really have to be on top of your game. This is not a meal you can walk away from and then come back to like, oh, it's done. No, like you have to be sharp on top of your shit with this, especially when the pan gets this hot. Like, you can see, I don't know if it's capturing on the camera or not, but smoke's coming up off this thing. I don't know if that's because there's some shit on there that, I don't know. It's hot is basically what I'm trying to say. But we will wait another minute and then we'll get started. All right, y'all, so here's what we're gonna do to get started on flash frying these steaks. I gotta make sure that my angles are all right. I really only get one chance to get this right? You know what I'm saying? So here's what we're gonna start with. We're just gonna pop open our bag. And number one thing is I'm probably gonna throw half of it in and then cook those, remove them, and then cook the other half, just so each piece of meat has enough room to cook and get the best amount of action. So let's get started. Basically, you just take a single piece, lay it out, and put it down. Look at the time. The time right now is 2:22. Right on mark, baby. Right on mark. Okay. And you leave the heat alone while you're doing this. You want to move fast though, because each piece of meat that you're throwing down is going to cook a little bit slower than the one before it. As you can see, lots of smoke going on right now, guys. Lots of smoke. Don't breathe this. Very nice, very nice. Alright, I think that's enough for this batch. Get my hands washed down here. That steak is already cooking really fast. We're going to add a lot of garlic over the top. Perfect, wonderful. And then a little splash of oil. Very little oil, very little. Don't want too much playing around in there. As you guys can see, looks wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But like I said, this pan is super hot, so we don't want to forget that. Basically, it's time to flip. So go in here, grab these. As you can see, already got some nice char on there. Ooh, this one's already stuck down. See, you really want to get in here and get in here quick, because these things will cook super fast, and you don't want to get caught on the wrong side of that. Ooh. A little bit difficult holding the camera at the same time, but we're making do, we're making do. Alright guys, and that is it for this batch. As you can see, all the steak is cooked. I'm actually going to use this right here. I'm going to play around with it a little bit. Alright, so that is ready to go. And what we're going to do is simply move this all off onto the plate. Already cooked. Wonderful. Now, what we want to do is maybe clear off some of this shit here. Do it again. So, finish off this bag here. Just get these individual strips. Lay them down. Lay them down. Lay them down. So it kind of reminds me of like at a Mexican restaurant when they bring you out one of those really hot plates and the steak's just on it. So I wonder, now that I've done this, I wonder if this is actually the way that they were cooking the steak. Because the steak at those places was always really good. So now we're all done with this. A little bit of that going. And these ones are going to cook even faster because it's even hotter now. Get the rest of our garlic in there, a little bit of oil. Perfect. Now we gotta flip. It's that quick, guys. It's that quick. You gotta stay on top of it around here. I'm telling you, you sleep on this, you're gonna be one unhappy camper. And don't be afraid of the color change on this. So, like, something that I've noticed is, like, if you cook a steak on the grill, you can get a really nice, like, pink, tender, red inside. With this, you're going to remove a lot of the color that you'd see, but it's going to have that same texture that the steak would have off the grill, if that makes sense. So I just turned the heat off, and we're going to just shuffle these guys right into where they belong. And that's it, guys. I mean, it's that simple. They cook that fast. It's just little tiny pieces of meat. So you really want to be quick with it. And you know, that's it. That's showbiz, baby. I mean, shit. Got lots of little pieces of garlic out here. Here's what our results look like right now. I can just test one of these things if we go for it. Oh, out of this world. Got a little fat. It's one thing, I gotta trim off the fat from each of these pieces now that I'm done cooking it. I like to leave the fat on while I cook it because I feel like it gives some good flavor. But we'll take all these pieces, we'll cut off all the fat, and then we'll load them into our pita. All right, you guys, so hopefully that's a good enough angle, maybe a little bit like that. Perfect. We're gonna go through each of these pieces of steak, cut off the fat, and find the good stuff, you know what I'm saying? Looks a little bit fatty, get rid of it. If it looks like fat, it is fat. Like Arnold says, if it jiggles, if it wiggles, it jiggles, it's fat. This kind of looks tasty though, doesn't it? Yep. So some of that honey's on there. And that's the thing, if you put some honey onto these and you don't like burn it all off, wow. That fat is even dangerous, guys. That tastes really fucking good. Looks kind of fatty here, but kind of hard to find. And kind of hard to taste too. The honey's really covering up a lot of that fat, but we'll go through it. We'll cut off what we need. And this piece looks pretty good right here. Look at this, guys. I'm just like, a little bit fatty. Anywho, that's what we got. Tiny bit of fat, not everything today. I'm telling you, that honey just made a complete 180 on that steak. Like the honey is like mixed with the fat. You can't even really tell it's fat, so that's pretty dangerous. Now we're gonna put everything together and it'll be delicious, and hopefully I have a cleaner plate because that is pretty dirty, pretty dirty. Oh, and there's step 2 to the pita cooking, so let's jump into that. Jump into it now. All right, y'all, for step 2 of the pita cooking, you're just gonna take your flatbread and you're gonna put it directly onto the stove and then turn on the gas, and make sure you keep a close eye on it. Don't walk away from it and let it do its thing. And in the meantime, enjoy a little snake snack, or steak stack. What about a snake pita? You think I can make a snake pita? All right, that's enough for that. As you can see, smoky, smoky, smoky. Flip her over. Got some good char, as you can see. Now we're gonna do the same exact thing on this side, maybe a little bit less. We don't want it to be too dry. We want it to be just right. Turn that off. Smoky, smoky, smoky. All right, let's see what we got. Beautiful color here, guys. It looks like a fucking a cinnamon roll, or a Greek cinnamon roll of some sort. Beautiful. All right, now we put that here. Plate here. You want to get your hummus. You're gonna get anything. I guess might be better than a spoon. Would be a knife, and you're gonna get a knife. Grab some hummus. Dollop that onto there. Dollop that onto there. And really add as much as you want. A lot of people add tzatziki. Unfortunately, my body doesn't process tzatziki too well. As delicious as it is, it just doesn't do too well with it. So that's more than enough hummus, if you ask me, but the more the merry. Hummus, I feel like, is kind of one of those things that's in between, in the sense that, like, you can't go wrong with too much hummus, as long as it's a plain hummus. If there's garlic or something in it, of course you could go wrong with it, or red pepper. But yeah, plain hummus, I mean, shit, man, I could eat pounds of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I do. Anyhow, one thing I realized I forgot for my toppings is cucumbers, so we're gonna make those right now. All right, we got our cuke, we got our blade. We'll just take off the end of this thing here, get rid of that. Ooh, almost had it. We'll get this right here. Just a nice little amount here. That looks a little bit feisty on there. Boom. I'm gonna put this away. Save the cuke, save the cuke. All right, now we just gotta cut this up. Boom. Boom. I like little slits like this. This is really good. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And one more thing that I think would make this even more spectacular would of course be a lime. So we're gonna take a little bit of lime and add it at the end, just like that. I might even get some for a little water too. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we take our pita, boom, boom, boom. We're just gonna load this guy up with steak. Right on top of there, guys. This is fantastic. This is probably a more Americanized pita, because usually, like, if you're working with, you know, meats for pitas, it'd be more of a shawarma. This is definitely American as fuck. So as we can see, we're getting this bad boy all loaded up. Wonderful. These pieces just fit wonderfully on here. Okay, and now we're gonna add our cilantro. Perfect. Let's add our cucumbers. Wonderful. Good, good, good. Looking good, looking good. Let's get our onion on there. Very nice. Remember, you don't have to add all of the ingredients that you cut up, but sometimes it's nice to use them up. But who knows, dude? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Add our tomato. Boom. Boom. And guys, this is so easy, so simple to do at home. I used to go out for Greek food all the time, and I would think, wow, it'd be awesome to make this at home, but it just seems like so much work, and it's like, it really isn't, guys. It's just really not that much work. So now we're gonna take our lime. Oh shit. Lime down, 5-second lime roll. All right. If I can get my fingers around this damn thing. All right, drip, 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 drip. Get all that good stuff on there. Perfect. Get some hummus. Bunch of meat scraps. All right, and then last but not least, actually, before we do the lettuce, go ahead and add a sprinkle of cheese. Very, very, very light. Perfect. A little bit more. Awesome. Beautiful. Put this away. Okay, and then we add our lettuce. Stack it up onto there. Perfect. Now we're nice and healthy with our lettuce. And look at that, guys. That is the finished product. Gorgeous. So now get your favorite beverage. Mine happens to be Topo Chico. Pop the cap off that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear. Stick your lime in it. Oh, shit. We got all kinds of fun stuff on the lime. Extra flavoring today. Extra flavoring. Cheers to camera. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Let's eat. It's like my third mukbang of today. I feel like I'm going a little bit wild. 3 videos in one day? This boy's crazy. This boy's lost his mind. He's off the Richter. Somebody get that man in the asylum. Quickly now, quickly. Pretty damn fire, guys. Of course, we got ingredients going everywhere, but that's okay. Messy but delicious. Telling you, that's why I don't wear clothes when I eat. Even my pants are at serious risk at the moment. I need to make sure they stay safe. I will say, sometimes it is better to do less ingredients on top so you don't have a complete crazy salad meltdown like that, and you have to keep restacking your pita. But if you're a hungry boy like me, then it's just a part of the process. Wow, smacking. I gotta slow down a little bit. Something I'm trying to get better at is slowing down while I eat, because I tend to shovel everything into my mouth like super quick, which isn't a bad thing. But sometimes if you spend like 20 minutes cooking and 3 minutes eating, you're like, what the fuck just happened? Anywho. My freaking GoPro keeps shutting down mid-shoot. Like literally, it overheats and then it turns off. It can't get past 10 minutes. So it's just blowing my mind. How is this, how did they sell this? Why did they sell this? Maybe that's why I got such a good deal on the damn thing, because the damn thing can't record over 10 minutes at a time. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. It's past the warranty point with Costco. I'm thinking about emailing GoPro and saying, guys, this is horse shit. How am I supposed to use an action camera that turns itself off every 9 minutes? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Do you guys have any problems with your GoPro? If you use a GoPro, let me know. Drop a comment below. Let me know if you have a problem with the GoPro, because I'm telling you guys, I'm this close to selling the damn thing and only using my fucking iPhone. Only using my iPhone. That's how close I am. This close. This freaking close. Count your days, GoPro. Count your fucking days. I do love the camera though. It's fun to have something miniature to record with. I do understand the appeal. And it's easy to talk to something smaller. When you're talking to your iPhone, you're like talking to a slab. It's like, fuck. You know, here we go. But, you know, I've tried the gimbal with the iPhone. I didn't fuck with that. It made me feel like fucking R2-D2 walking around like the golden fucking dude from Star Wars. I don't fucking know. I didn't fuck with it. But the gimbals make it so much better. And then the tripod, maybe I just need a selfie stick for my phone, not a gimbal. You know, the gimbal's like super high tech and shit. Anyway, back to food. I'd argue
that I'm the healthiest mukbanger on the planet. Like, a lot of those mukbangers you see online, they are not in good shape, bro. Wow. So unbelievably blessed to be able to eat like this, guys. You really got to count your blessings and be grateful for what you have and what you're able to create. And the ability to walk, to move, to talk, to think. Incredible. Bless up, baby. Bless up. Wow. You won't find anything like this at any Greek restaurant you go to. The quality, out of this world. The taste, out of this world. The love, unbelievably unmatchable. Incredible. Incredible. When you eat food like this, it makes it very hard to go out. It makes it almost impossible to go out, because when you go out, you're not going to find what you can cook at home. I guarantee you. You're going to pay a lot more, you're going to get a lot less, and probably both less in quantity and in quality. All right, you guys, so that wraps up the best pita you've never had before. Go out there, get the ingredients, get what you need. Costco's got the steaks. Whole Foods got the pita bread, the hummus, the limes, the lemons, the everything you need. Go get it done, cook it up, feel amazing, eat amazing, feel amazing, get healthy, be evolved, be great. Get out there and be good. You know what? Be best, baby, be best. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want more cooking videos and more this type of content, let me know below. What should I cook next? I can show you all the meals that I cook. The pita is one of my favorites. I do a lot of different Greek dishes. Another good one that I do is similar to this. If you don't want to have the carbs from the pita bread, you could put the, get rid of the pita bread and just do a lot of lettuce. Then it's kind of more like a Greek salad. Delicious, delicious. Anyhow, that's just all I'm gonna give you guys today, but would love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What are you craving right now? What's the food that you're craving the most, and what is something that you can cook with the ingredients that you have in your fridge? I'd love to know. Just go take a peek and let me know, because who knows, maybe I'll cook it next. Maybe I won't. Depends what you say. Okay. Like the video, subscribe. Join the most chill people on earth. I think I have about 84 or 85 chillers at the moment. Yeah, if you want to be a chiller, join the chiller squad, baby. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And don't forget, guys, bless up, have lots of gratitude, keep moving and grooving. And thanks for clocking in. Thanks for getting this far. If you watched this whole video, man, you are a fan. I love you. I love you. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Get out there, cook something good, and smile some more. All right. Love you. Bye.